Learning objectives. After completing this module, learners will be able to understand how Election Commission was formulated in 1950 India. Learn about the nature of Congress domination in parliaments and state legislatures for first 2 decades after independence. Learn about the difference between vote share and count of one's seats in the parliamentary politics. Learn about the victory of Communist Party of India in Kerala in 1957 despite Congress's utter dominance in the country. Learn about the scope and sequences of the Congress and its success in first 2 decades in multi-party democratic system in the country. Understand how the coalitions worked inside Congress. Learn about the emergence of Communist Party of India in pre-independence period. Learn about the emergence of different opposition parties in India and about their activities. Challenge of building democracy. Restoring democracy after independence. After more than 100 years of colonial rule, when the country got her independence, it was not quite easy to restore democracy. If we see this in aspect of several other countries, we can see most of them in process to imply the military rule instead of democracy. When the instances of dictatorship were present in the contemporary world in large numbers in the forms of one-party rule, military regime or nominal democracy, with effective control of the government, India did not follow that easy route. In brief, India tried to find the real way of democracy, where different aspirations of different groups and the clashes of their interests could be resolved by the mutual discussion and through policy making. Commencement of first general election in a democratic free country. As the Constitution of India came into effect by 26 January 1950, the process to construct the Election Commission of India was accelerated and it thus was structured by January 1950 under the supervision of first Chief Election Commissioner of India, Mr. Sukumar Sen. Election Commission first worked in order to categorize the size and the area of election constituencies for Parliament and State Legislative Assembly elections. Secondly, they had the huge task to prepare the rolls of eligible voters throughout the country. Congress dominance in the first 3 elections. Huge win of Congress in first election. As known for leading the mass movement by the platform of Congress and specifically the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi being so popular throughout the country, the party actually inherited the legacy of Indian freedom struggle. So, just after the independence, it was quite clear to everyone that Congress party actually will get the majority. Congress dominance over Indian democracy till 1967. In the succeeding state elections too, Congress got the huge majority. In every state in India, excluding Kerala, Madras, Orissa and Jammu and Kashmir, everywhere Congress swept other parties in huge mandate. In Jammu and Kashmir, National Conference got the majority. And other places like Travancore, Cochin, the parts of modern Kerala, and in Madras and Orissa, Congress was able to create the cabinet with the help of other regional parties. Emergence of Communist Party in Kerala and the Socialist Party. Emergence of opposition in Congress regime. There are several opposition parties and other groups who did not merge themselves with Congress flagship of command, created a new role of opposition in Indian political arena. Among them, the Communist Party in Kerala got the success to form the government, and the Socialist Party was able to recognize themselves with a distinct identity. Communist Party sworn in government in Kerala. In 1957, E.M.S. Namboodiripad led the Communist Party in Kerala, where in the month of March 1957, the state legislative assembly election was happened. The Communist Party got 60 seats out of 126 and formed the government after taking support from 5 independent candidates. It sparked in the arena of state politics, where Congress started to take over the power again after taking support from other small parties and other religious organizations. Nature of Congress dominance. Congress dominance in Indian perspective. In India, the one-party dominance of Congress Party was not supported by any military or controlled governmental administrative policies, but it was always abided by the free and fair elections in regular interval from the very beginning of Indian democracy. Other examples of one-party domination in the world. In China, Cuba and Syria, single-party rule was commanded by their respective constitutions. In Myanmar, Belarus and Egypt, one-party states were administered with adequate legal and military measures. In recent past, Mexico, South Korea and Taiwan had one-party dominance in their governance. But in India, through the proper democratic elections, Congress got the clear majority for more than a decade, while many other opposition parties contested in free and fair election process. Hold of Congress as a party in grassroots level. As we know that Congress Party had the legacy of freedom struggle. It was regarded as the inheritor of the national movement. Many of the oppositions, when started their initial preparations, then Congress was already a well-organized party, having all-out presence in every corner of the country. The local organizational level and its network helped at that time a lot to the Congress Party to inherit the nature of all-inclusive democratic pattern of the country. Thus, we could see that what was in India and its politics, all of that was included or once originated from Congress. Congress as social and ideological coalition. Congress acting as a big platform for all. Congress during its inception in 1885 was a typical party of English-educated, higher middle-class people. But in the course of freedom movement and specifically the contribution of Mahatma Gandhi, made the party as a mass party. Then in the central leadership too, many peasant and working class leaders were found. In this course, we could see several coalitions inside the party among different classes, interest groups and castes. Coalition of different ideologies in Congress. Congress has thus the coalitions of many ideologies of conservative, radical, extremist, moderate, revolutionary, pacifist, right or left, and while in the national movement, as being the parts of Congress platform, they contributed in the struggle. Accordingly, they have their own constitution and organizational structure as well, with being included in Congress as well. Tolerance and management of the factions inside the party. It was quite evident that in such a party where many coalitions were present, there would have to be a consensus among all and the sense of tolerance inside the party. The rules of compromise and taking all of them with some common minimum program and policies, all those of factions would ally. Experts say that these factions were proved to be the powers of the party. Many factions in the state units of the party, despite of their many ideological differences, they made the party as a grand centrist party. Swatantrata Party and Bharatiya Jana Sangh. Origin of the Swatantrata Party. Swatantrata Party was formed in 1959 when Congress in its Nagpur conference took the resolution of land sealing and the measures of cooperative farming. The party was against of controlled economy and advocated for individual freedom. They opposed the progressive tax regime and direct tax policies of the government as well. Despite several efforts, the party could not spread its popularity level among the masses due to the scarcity of dedicated party workers like other constitutional parties in the contemporary time. Inception of the Bharatiya Jana Sangh. Bharatiya Jana Sangh was founded by Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee in 1951, but it had its linkage with Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and Hindu Mahasabha from pre-independence period. Bharatiya Jana Sangh believed the all-inclusive culture of one nation theory, where it emphasized that one nation would only then progress when its own culture and tradition would be restored. In this regard, Jana Sangh advocated of the theory of Akhand Bharat, was dead against of giving any privileges to minorities in the country. Emergence of different opposition parties. Emergence of different political parties in pre-independence India. It is an established fact that during first decade the opposition parties did not do well in the elections and only Congress got the majority in Lok Sabha and states elections. The political parties and their respective ideologies were evidently present in the country from pre-independence period. Those parties contributed important roles during 1960s and 70s when Congress was decreasing its command gradually from the parliaments and in different states' legislative assemblies. Inclusive character of the democracy. But it was seen that despite feeble number of oppositions in the parliaments, the opposition leaders were always active to share their positive criticism to the government. And thus government was always cautious to act according to the laws depicted in the constitution. In different occurrences that we found that government tried to include the proposals and suggestions coming from the opposition in their administrative policies and created laws which were beneficial for the people of the country. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learnt. After inception of Constitution in India, the Election Commission started its widespread activities in order to conduct the first general election in the country. In Lok Sabha constituencies and other state assemblies, 489 member of parliaments and 3,200 member of legislative assemblies were elected through the votes of near about 17 crore eligible voters. In first Lok Sabha election, the Congress party won 364 seats out of 489 seats in the country. The same dominance was retained in later two elections for the party. It was observed that Congress obtained 45% of total votes, while they were able to capture 74% of total seats in 1952 election. The Socialist Party was formed inside Congress, and later they were separated from Congress in 1948. The Socialist Party faced a dilemma when they saw that Congress was following the same strategies and ideologies which they were demanding in the country. In present-day India, many parliamentary political parties got their original root from Congress Socialist Party, which was formed by Acharya Narendra Dev. Congress was transformed from a middle-class educated party to a mass party in pre-independence time, and it worked for several years as the great coalition of different ideologies in a single platform. The Communist Party of India, as formed inside Congress during 1935, was separated from Congress, having with different opinion during Second World War. Bharatiya Jana Sangh, as founded by Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, and Swatantrata Party by C. Rajagopalachari were two major opposition parties in post-independence era.